Bloody hell, I hope you're following NZDA's Instagram page. They put up a shot, when was that? 2 days ago, of last year's winner of the Mount Cook Trophy, which is Tahr for Tahr, and the Egmont Trophy, which is the best head of all horn species, for Mr. Brian Whitten from Auckland Branch, who shot this in South Canterbury. It was 49 and a quarter, lengths of 15 and 3 by 15 and 3, and bases of 9 and 2. It was shot in May last year, so 22nd of May, and it was 7.5 years old, so what a stonker. Head over to the NZA Instagram page. It's probably on their Facebook page too, and yeah, check it out. Bloody cool. Anyway, we're doing Arthur H. Curtis, Douglas River, Westland, 1955. This one was 15 by 15 and 9 by 9, so it scored 48. Just going back through here, that was a bloody stonker. Bigger than the Ravage. Yeah, shit. That is a beast. Anywho, Arthur H. Curtis, Douglas River, Westland, 1955. Arthur Curtis was employed as a government hunter for many years. He began working as a culler in the early 1950s and continued this line of work up until the late 1960s. His two brothers, Ross and Max, were also well-known government hunters of that era. Arthur Curtis hunted in the Karangarua River for 2 seasons. One of the main tributaries he hunted was the Twain River, now more commonly known as the Douglas River. At the time Curtis hunted the valley, it was only known as the Twain. Curtis recalls that this was rugged country. Sometimes he would be assigned new shooters to join him. A number of times the new recruits would have one look at the country and head straight out. While hunting in this valley, he was not based in huts, but based himself at various rock bivvies around the difficult tributaries of the Karangarua. Whilst I was researching this volume, I was fortunate to speak to Jack Luttrell. Luttrell, now in his 80s, could recall this large tahr that was shot by one of the Curtis brothers. Luttrell recalled seeing the head at the Paringa field base while on one of his trips south in search of red deer. Arthur Curtis still lives with his wife in Nelson, and while his memory is not as good as it was, he has fond memories of hunting in the Westland Mountains and recalls that Fred Stratford was a good man to work for and was admired by all that met him. Luttrell sent me 2 photos of the tahr. Kid Curtis, Arthur's nephew, was able to confirm that it was Arthur in the photos with the tahr head. Rob Shuttleworth went and visited Curtis and was able to Douglas score and photograph the mounted trophy. The details of how and exactly where the trophy were taken have now slipped Curtis's memory. However, we are fortunate that at the time he realised the quality of his trophy and kept it, so as now future generations can also appreciate it. As we have mentioned elsewhere, before the 1960s, very few people kept tahr trophies, and it must be wondered what appreciation hunters of that time held for tahr, as at that time it was the deer species that were the primary focus of most hunters. That's quite an informative little segment, that one there. Next up we have Gilbert Days, Macaulay River from 1975. This is the New Zealand Big Game Records Series, Volume 8, the Himalayan Tahr, written and compiled for the New Zealand Deerstalkers Association Incorporated by D.Bruce, Banwell and Marcus R.W. Pinney. With permission by the publisher, Halcyon Press, a division of Halcyon Publishing Limited, PO Box 360 Shortland Street, Auckland, 1140, New Zealand, printed through Prolong Press Limited, China. Copywriters D.Bruce, Banwell, Marcus R.W. Pinney, first published in 2015, all rights reserved, and the cover design was by Mini Max.